right, hello wine drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday. And the folks from the Hess collection, actually the CEO of the company was in just a week ago or so. I don't know. I lose track of time after vacation. But some outstanding wines. This is a winery that we've had, stuff from every property that's represented by this group all over the world in the store. They're all of outstanding quality, including the best Malbec that I've had from Mendoza this year, from the Salta region, which is very high. You know, these guys have the highest vineyard on earth. It's over 10,000 feet high. God, you wouldn't think grapes would grow that high, but the grapevine is a very resilient plant. And the grapes for this wine come from, well, just ordered it. We don't have it on the shelf, but after somebody brought me in a wine, I just thought about this wine that I tasted. It wasn't even, they were just talking about Salta, and I said, my God, that Hess wine from Salta, one of the greatest Malbecs that I've had all year, especially when you look at the price at $15 a bottle. Ooh-ah. This wine's from a 5,000-foot elevation, so still very, very high. And what do you get when you get that height? Well, you get cooler weather, it gets cold when you get up there, and naturally the grapevines yield a lot less. So a really classic style of Malbec. And I didn't know that they have about a third of the vineyards on Mount Vita are planted to Malbec now. I guess David Guffey figured out this is one of the few areas in Napa Valley that Malbec really grows nicely in. So their Block 19 wine is getting more and more Malbec driven as time goes on. It's up to 30 and 40% Malbec in these last few vintages. So Dave Guffey makes a more forward or a more French style of Malbec. It's definitely not quite as fruity and forward, a little bit more reserved, a little bit more savory, but that is what we like here. This is really bright and fresh stuff, zesty blackberry fruit, pretty floral notes, and some distinct minerality coming. That's what you get when you get wines at altitude as well. A bit of Cabernet Sauvignon and Syrah in the blend. As I mentioned before, the best Malbec that I have tasted this year. Just incredible concentration and complexity for a wine when I heard the price at $15. The only thing I don't like about this wine is it does have a fake cork, and it's not a bad plastic one. It is one that's a little better, but still, I would say at that price, we're still going to bring it in because just drink it up. Don't hold on to this Malbec. It's not going to be good 5-10 years from now because of the cork, but you could keep it for a couple of years, I'm guessing, even with this fake cork. All right, well, they had some stuff from their South African property, Glen Carlou, with them also, and, South African wines kind of get a bad rap a lot of times. People think of them as New World wines just because it's an area that's new to them in terms of wine production, but they've been making wine in South Africa for over 200 years. Definitely not new to winemaking, and they make a more classic style of wines, more European style wines. They're not these big and fruity wines. They definitely have more savory side to them, and this Grand Classique from Parle, really nice little Bordeaux style blend. It's about 20% Petit Verdot, Cabernet Sauvignon, Malbec, Merlot, and Cabernet Franc. And like I said, a really classic style wine with a bouquet of coffee, kind of fresh earth, fine herbs, red currant and dark plum fruit with notes of cocoa spice, old leather there. Really classic Bordeaux style on the palate too. Lovely, some peppery spice showing and smooth tannins. Really nice freshness to this wine. A really good bottle of wine for under $20, $16.50. The 2007 Gravel Quarry Cabernet Sauvignon is a single vineyard wine, 100% Cabernet Sauvignon, aged for 24 months in French oak. The vine's planted in Old Quarry, thus the name, and really stressed, low-yielding vineyard here. Classic bell peppery notes, which you get out of South African wines, out of South African Cabernet Sauvignons. A note of graphite, currant, and black plum fruit. Really more classic style of Cabernet, as I mentioned before. There's graphite and mineral notes becoming more apparent as the wine opens. But a refreshing style of Cab. Even though this wine is big, still has lovely freshness, kind of fine, smooth tannins here, and lovely silkiness to the texture, something Cabernet has in a more refined and elegant style. And still nice balance, still big fruit, but has a lot of everything else too, tobacco, spice, and that peppery quality kind of lasting all the way to the end to match the fruit. Only 1,000 cases produced of this wine. We only get 100 in the United States. Most excellent juice, one of the best South African Cabernets that I've ever had. Hey, it is $50, but still, it's not real expensive when you look at the great Cabernets of the world. All right, well, that's what I had to drink with the folks from the Hess Collection. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying, remember, always drink the good stuff first.